How you doing? Scotty Bear, your host, back with another video. How much longer till another lockdown? Dare I say it? Actually, I think that's the case with the government at this point. Governors are trying to roll back phased opening in some capacity. I think mostly how this has been handled on the let's try to get them all to wear masks and try to get them to close up some businesses. Casinos are closed in Arizona. Many places have rolled back some openings, closing dining rooms or restaurants. It's getting unsettling. I think what they're trying to say is we're all closed. Go home. Get your takeout and go home. I think that's what this closure is trying to say. I don't think anybody could stomach more lockdown at this point. I personally am not wanting to stomach more lockdown. It's boring. It's boring. Yeah. Anyway, the chop is been chopped out. I was rooting for our chop pals over there in the unincorporated Chaz of Seattle. That's been wiped out. I think mostly because of the holiday weekend. You know, they don't want to kind of deter people's spirits. Plus, they were cranking up the legal headaches for Seattle and the businesses around the area. One thing that stands out in my mind, I'm not really like for or against the protesters. I may be rooting for the chop because of my anti-establishment blood that flows through my body. But the thing that was remarkable is how heavily armed they were. That was pretty incredible. Guy pulling machine guns out of his trunk. A lot of death. But I think that's kind of the chop represents the mood of the country. The coronavirus numbers climbing are a little unsettling. Maybe, personally, I feel like a little bit that this could be more of the beginning of the pandemic. I certainly feel like we should have started with wearing masks and kind of see what happened. Instead of going to financial ruin and suicide, so to speak, jumping off the cliff. I do think that the ongoing freeze on evictions is shoring up the real estate market. I know landlords have got to be fuming very close to maybe some of the hardest hit people in this pandemic, but I think there is some numbers rising. I do think more testing has taken place. However, I do know hospitals in certain areas are also filling up. But what still kills me is people don't seem to really social distance. I mean, I don't feel overly I don't know, like, there certainly seems to be people still willing to walk up very close to you instead of try to stay 6 feet away. I wouldn't say that I'm trying to stay 6 foot away and practicing social distancing, but I am trying to make a conscious effort to not, be up in somebody's, flow area, I guess. I don't know, where you can literally feel the kind of their presence, so to speak. But, it's very interesting. We'll see what happens. I would bet on a lockdown, actually. That's probably where my bet would go. And I hope they have some plan in place, because the first plan was not a good one. It was not a good one. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful Friday.